Hello everyone, today I'll be doing something different. I'll be trying to answer some interesting moral dilemmas from this website, but without further ado, let's begin. The unfaithful friend. You go out with your spouse for dinner at a new restaurant you have not frequented before. It is in a part of town you rarely visit. You are shocked to see your friend's spouse having dinner with a very young, attractive person. From the way they are behaving, it is obvious they are more than friends. The couple finishes their meal and leave without seeing you. They behave very affectionately on the way out the door. Do you tell your friend, knowing you probably will not be believed and that it may ruin your friendship? Or say nothing about seeing the couple as it is none of your business? They may even have an open relationship. Alright. This is the first one and it's already a hard decision. I would probably message my friend on what's happening, and if they don't believe me then I would take a picture and show them it. I want them to know the truth. Also tell me what you would do in this situation in the comments. On to the next one, a difficult choice. You and your family love the beach and decide to spend a weekend at an isolated beach cabin. Your teenage daughter often gets bored on your getaways, so you make plans to take your niece along. As soon as you arrive, a storm is looming on the horizon and the water looks rough. You tell the girls they can get ready to swim, but to come back and help unload the car. They are so excited, they do not pay attention to the last part of what you say and run down to the beach to swim. You do not realize they have done so until you hear your daughter scream. You realize they are both caught in a strong current and might be swept out to sea. You are a good swimmer and know you can save one of them. You have a difficult choice to make. Do you save your niece first, as she is a poor swimmer and will not be able to last as long as your daughter? Or save your daughter first, because, although she is a strong swimmer and may be able to last long enough for you to come back after saving your niece, you cannot stand the idea of losing her? Alright, I would save my niece, but before that I would try to look around to see if someone is nearby that can potentially help us. But if there's no one, then I would save the niece first, then go back to try to save my daughter. But to be realistic, all three of us will probably drown because I don't know how to swim in real life. Alright, next one, an office theft. You are in charge of the petty cash at the office. However, a co-worker is responsible for making a weekly trip to the bank to make the business deposit and obtain petty cash for the following week. In a conversation with your mutual supervisor, you are asked if the increase in the petty cash amount was enough. You, however, have not seen any additional money. You realize your co-worker has been pocketing the additional money. Do you tell your supervisor you have neither asked for nor received any additional petty cash and that you suspect your co-worker is pocketing the money? Or tell your co-worker your suspicions and give them a chance to pay the money back? Or say nothing and just wait to see what happens? I would choose to tell my supervisor, but I do want to see what happens. Let's move on. Midnight death. You have worked years to be successful in your father's business. You felt you were obligated to take over as he worked his whole life to build the business left to him by his father. However, the large businesses in town have seriously cut into profits, and for several years you and your family has just managed to scrape by. Your father's health has declined and he has been hospitalized. He has a substantial life insurance policy that expires at midnight. If he dies before midnight, you will inherit enough money to pursue a career you have always dreamed of and provide adequately for your family. Do you pinch the oxygen line, making it possible for your dad to die, or smother him with a pillow? Or tell your dad the problem and let him suggest a solution and go by what he says? Or do nothing, as you cannot imagine living with yourself if you terminate your dad's life? I would tell my dad the problem and then listen to his suggestion. Who the heck would pick the first one? Well, unless if your father was a garbage person, then maybe, but my dad is a good person, so I'm just going to tell him my situation. Alright, next one, get rich. Your friend offers you an opportunity to make a great deal of money very quickly. He has arranged to set up an offshore account for your profits. He will not tell you exactly how he is making this money, but you get the impression it is not exactly legal. He only wants an investment of $500 and promises you will have enough from your minimal investment that you will never need to work again. Do you give him the $500, deciding if you don't know how he is making it, you're in the clear? Or demand to know the details before getting involved? Or decide you want no part of this deal, as you trust your instinct that the offer is shady and you might even get in legal trouble? First of all, if you have the impression that it's not exactly legal, then why would you go for it? Even if I was broke and disparate, I would still not want to be involved with it because I don't want to go to jail. I would demand to know some details before getting involved, and if it's somewhat shady, then I would decide not to be a part of it. Alright, on to the next one. Telling a secret. Your friend tells you that they committed a crime. They explain that they are having trouble sleeping at night and feel you are the only one they can trust with their confession. A few days later, you read in the paper that someone has been arrested for your friend's crime. Do you go to the police and tell them what you know? Or encourage your friend to confess and warn him if he does not do so? You will tell? Or say nothing because you will not betray a friend's confidence? Okay, this one's actually hard. I would probably encourage him to confess. I wouldn't warn him or anything like that, just encourage him to confess to the police. Alright, on to the next one. The lifeboat. You are on a cruise and the ship encounters an unexpected storm. The storm continues to rage and eventually you and the other passengers are told you must head to the lifeboats and abandon ship. As people begin to line up, you realize some lines have fewer people, some have families, and some seem to have younger, single people. You know you are strong and capable. Do you choose to help a group composed of 3 families with a few young children? A group of seniors who obviously could use your help, or go with the young, strong people, with whom you might have a better chance of survival? I would probably help the 3 families with a few young children. Granted, I wouldn't be much help, but still. On to the next one. Hit and run. Late one night you are driving home in a bad rainstorm. A drunken man reels out in front of your car and you try to stop, but hit him. Nobody sees you. The guy looks and smells as if he is homeless. You check to see how badly he is hurt and realize he is dead. You have never even had a speeding ticket and are an upright professional with a family and are well known and respected in your community. Do you make a report anonymously, confess your crime, or drive on home and forget about it, knowing no one is going to pursue the death of a homeless drunk man? I would confess my crime. I couldn't sleep if I accidentally unlived an innocent man and I didn't pay the consequences. Alright, next one. Third strike. Your teenager has had a rough few years. First was arrested for shoplifting. The item was of little value, so it was only a misdemeanor. Then your teen was with some friends who were smoking pot and driving too fast. Your teen has promised they are turning over a new leaf and seem to be on the right track, doing better in school, coming home by curfew, and generally having a much better attitude. Now you get a call from the local police station saying your son was with a group of kids who broke into a liquor store and stole beer. Do you go to the station and see how you can get your teen out of this jam, or let him accept whatever consequences befall him? I would be angry but would try to help them out of this jam. Anyways, I think it's time to end this video. So if you enjoyed this video, then leave a like and subscribe. Hope to see you next time. Adios.